So we've asked Nicola Hall from Nicola Hall Designs to sit with us and chat with us about finding your ideal spot at home in this lockdown. Nicola, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Jamaica. What's up? How's everybody?
For the most part, we're good. Those of us who aren't locked down, so to speak, but we're doing all right. How are
Yes,
you?
trying to stay safe.
I'm actually very well. I must say, I can't complain. I
Yeah,
definitely.
you sound very well for someone who doesn't have breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing practice, so I'm used to. I'm used to it. Let's say that.
All right, so let's start by talking about how you're managing now with the restrictions that have been placed on us since this COVID-19.
I've actually been doing very well. It doesn't feel horrible to me because my lifestyle actually prepared me for this. I was already a homebody. Most of my time was spent doing my work, and I normally just work and kind of just come home.
Okay.
I wasn't really going out as much because I'm trying to build a brand and I'm also a mom. So it kind of prepared me for this in a sense, and then my industry didn't get as hard a hit while
Okay.
I'm here in Canada, so I'm still busy.
But
uh,
Nicola, how do you create a workspace though? I mean, sometimes you find it a little bit difficult to find that little spot, where you can probably be productive or just focus in your home. So how do you create a workspace?
it's for a number of factors. You have to look at your space initially and kind of find that area where you're most comfortable. Some persons work very well in their kitchen, just like your co-host said.
Right.
Some work very well in their living room area, or some persons, I would say not to do your bedroom, but some persons are productive there. So creating the workspace, I would give the best advice as to, if you're the type of person that does not like distraction. If you have a home now where your family is there, maybe set a schedule.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can definitely create a workspace in anywhere. Or for those who even have access to outside, like your backyard, if your Wi-Fi router can just shimmy just a little bit closer to the
Yes.
back door.
But I mean,
you
the
know
bed, because some persons tend to try and do work with either using a laptop or so on the bed, but that's not
right
encouraged. Because you're
right
either gonna fall asleep or you're gonna probably fall
right
back and get comfortable, and so we wouldn't encourage that at all.
Right. No,
Okay.
definitely not. Definitely not. And if you're, for instance, saying you're going to work in your kitchen and your family is home and, oh, mommy, I need juice, and it's a little bit distracting, like I said, setting that schedule or saying, listen, mommy, this is her space.
Okay.
So this part of the countertop, this island is my space. Right. And if you, for instance, say you have an office, set it up in a way where it functions for you. So your shelving, have a drawer that, have a space with drawers. So you're not moving around too much or, having to distract yourself from your work. So that's just some basic advice that I could give persons, and just make your area feel good. If you have access to a nice plant or, a nice scented candle, anything that could help you to kind of just deal with the situation at hand. So creating a workspace at home for a lot of people would be a challenge right now. I know
Yeah.
for a few friends of mine,
Uh-huh.
that they don't have an office space, so they have to kind of work with the situation
Right.
basically.
Yeah, while we're on workspace and office space, you speak of your children, and how does that now? How do you design a space for them with homeschooling, and for them to feel comfortable with that?
It was very easy for me. Like I said, I'm in the design business for a very long time. So, when we lived in our apartment, they had their own space. So I was able to create and separate, their sleeping area from their work area. And then I put stuff in it to, keep them going. They had their own little chalkboard. They had their own little magnifying glass, little gadgets. They had their shelving. Their bookshelf had wheels. So right at the side there, their little basket, they could just pull the books closer. They had their lighting. So like you see my son there, he's smiling. It was just very clean as well. It wasn't too congested with crayons and all these books and for them to be reaching for things all the time. So, so that definitely worked.
But
I would advise parents.
Nicola, you mentioned the space, but it's important to have what you need in the space so you don't always have to be getting up, getting distracted, moving around, especially for the kids, because they're going to use it as an excuse to not get the work done. So, make sure that they have the necessary tools with them in that space and that area. Okay.
Absolutely. And teach them to clean up too. I mean, my kids always ask for juice and snack and biscuit. And listen, this is the right time to teach your kids how to really tidy up, really, take care of that space. That is very, very important.
Nicola, for those of us who aren't experts like myself when it comes to home decoration and design, how do I decide what to put in my office? How do I decide what I need?
Okay, so each person have different requirements. So for me, I need a lot of shelving because I go through a lot of different products. If you're just the type of person, for instance, you're very well with just your laptop, you just need an effective desk with some drawers where you could probably put your pens or your markers or, that extra paper or that book that you need to reach. So for different furnitures go well for the type of lifestyle or job that you have. For persons who are, let's for instance say a lawyer who requires a lot of books, will need good shelving. Strong, sturdy shelving, a good solid desk that would, require like their desktop, so on and so forth.
So I guess it just depends on your profession, whatever it is that you're doing, and then you can just you fill the space to fit your needs. But
That's right.
I think finally we have to ask you, Nicola, why is it so important to have this workspace in the home? Why do we need it? Because a number of persons will say, well, I'm home. I mean, I can get it done anytime. I'm always going to be here anyway. I'm here. Everybody is here. So why do I need this section in my house for a workspace?
For a number of reasons. One, I could say it puts you in that work mood. So when you actually have a space designed to do your work, you would want to do your work other than to binge watch Netflix when you're in your bed. The mind tends to work in an interesting way. That's why we leave to go to work. I mean, a lot of companies might change now, based on all of this that's happening. So that to me would be really, really important to get you in the mood. So that definitely is very significant to have that space, even if it's the counter in the kitchen. Like I said before, you would tell your family, this is my space for right now, because we all got to cope. So the schedule is 8:30 to 5 o'clock. Leave my table alone.
Indeed. Owner of Nicola Hall's Design. Nicola, please keep safe, and we'll keep checking in.
See you guys.
All right.
All righty.
We get the lesson plan on homeschooling after the break.